What's happening, Elevation Nation? Sam, I know you're not feeling well, but I appreciate you hopping on for another Fortitude in 15. First week in February. I always
You're
ask
welcome.
you, how you doing?
Doing well. I know you're busier than a bee, struggling with everything, all the commitments you got. How are you doing, sir?
Who said struggling? You put struggling in my
I did.
mouth? Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you
no,
said
I
you're
did.
struggling.
No,
You don't
you're
know
struggling.
my world. I'm not
You're
struggling.
struggling.
Why do
You're
you
not
think
struggling?
I'm struggling?
Because you don't have time to do the things that you want to do.
No, you think I'm struggling because I don't have the time to do the things that you think I want or should be doing. I'm not struggling. I'm actually very happy. I'm busy with a lot of things, but that doesn't mean I'm struggling.
Yes, I
I'll,
think you
I
don't
would
have time
tell
to do
you
the
if I'm
things you want to
struggling.
do. Yes, I would agree. You don't have time to
Yeah,
do the things that you want to do.
I would. Yeah, but that's not synonymous with struggling in my eyes.
Okay. What word
I
would
have a
you like
job
to
to do.
use? Overwhelmed? Busy? Stressed?
Busy, not
Busy.
stressed. Busy,
Not stressed. Good.
not stressed.
Well, that's good.
Definitely
then.
not stressed, and definitely not
Good.
struggling. Struggling is very different in my eyes these days, and so I like to use that word. And if I'm telling you I'm struggling, I'm struggling like with real shit.
Well, I'm glad you're not
And
struggling. That's good.
currently, the workload of what's on my plate is keeping me busy.
Overwhelmed? Is that a better word?
I wouldn't call it overwhelmed. I just think busy. You know,
Busy.
and
Parker's
that
busy,
is.
everyone.
Well, no, I think it to your point is you have to prioritize certain things in certain moments. And I know you might feel that I'm deprioritizing some things that we're moving along, but that doesn't mean that I don't care less about it or want to support those things. Of course I do, but I'm busy with something that I have to prioritize this week. And,
Totally.
that's it. That's life. Life ebbs and flows with things every
Life ebbs
time,
and flows, baby. That it does.
Yeah. Exactly. So happy Fortitude 15 to you. I hope you're not struggling or feeling too
I'm great.
busy.
Not at all. Life is good, man. We're blessed. We're grateful. Life is good. It's cold, but yeah, everything's good.
Yeah. What's one thing that makes life good for you right now?
I'm happy
Come on, give us the details. Why are you happy?
because I have great momentum with a business that I've been building with you. I have a job that I really like every single day. Work with people that I love. I have a beautiful apartment, and I'm financially secure. And life is good. I'm healthy. Body's happy. We're good. What else do you want in life? That's all we need.
That sounds good. I mean, I thought I can completely agree with you. You're feeling good. Life's good, and I'm glad you have that reflection. Because that certainly
Thanks.
is not struggle. Because I could say the
No.
exact same.
Good. That's great.
I would say the
Sounds like
exact
we're both
same.
great.
But you didn't. Well, yeah, I just like you came out like I'm struggling, and I'm not by any
Well, I
means.
know you've been running around. You haven't had time for
I
things,
know.
and I know that's
Yeah.
overwhelming for you.
I haven't had time for things that you prioritize. I've prioritized the things that I think I need to prioritize. I think I've had times for many things, And
I don't think you didn't prioritize things that we needed.
okay, all right, it came off that way.
I just know you're busy.
Elevation Nation, the reason why we are having this conversation is to show you a little bit more into the world of what it means to build something with your best friend, but also someone that holds you accountable. And like these are healthy, genuine conversations that we have all the time, whether it's on the podcast or outside the podcast. And they're not easy. And so I'm glad we actually had that. That was very organic. And I mean, I think it showed a little bit more into like the vulnerability that we get when building this, because we have to have it, because we wouldn't be able to be here 5 years later if we weren't real with each other and how we felt.
Get the truth.
The real conversations are hard.
I think we're
But
rolling.
what I
I
wanted,
think we're good. I'm happy. We got a lot of momentum. We had a lot of great calls today. It's been great. It's been a good day.
I know, calls. I want to shift from calls to like in-person meetings, like physically being more together.
I
But
love not having to go anywhere. It is the
Really?
best. I love it. I'm so much more
Really?
productive. I can bounce between 7 different types of people, 7 different meetings, run around, do laundry, get my work done, and be comfortable. Like, it's perfect.
It's very efficient, but I also sometimes have like the apocalyptic thought that I like spend all of my life in a box, and it's like, okay, I need food. I go to this part of the box. I need to sleep. I go to this part of the box. I need to talk to people. I go to this part of the box. But most of the time, it's like you're in this little cube, like your little piece of the world, just moving around. It gives me like Black Mirror apocalyptic vibes a little bit.
Your box just gets bigger as you buy a house. It's still a box.
Have you seen that Black Mirror episode where it's the guy who's on, I think it's called 100 Million Merits or 1,000 Million Merits or something like that. And he's like a biker and he's on the pedal and that's his job. And then he goes to his little box and that's where he lives. And then, he gets the opportunity to go on like a game show to get outside the box, when in reality that just gives him a bigger, better box.
Crazy.
It's just
crazy.
It kind of is
like that one.
what?
Scary.
It's a little too real.
Well, you got to go outside the box today to a bigger box. How was that? A much bigger box. That's great.
Yeah, a much bigger, busier box.
Yeah. How was it? I know you got to meet with some incredible people from your team who are in town this week, which fair. Maybe I shouldn't have used the word struggling. I more so just meant with how many different things you're juggling. It wasn't meant to be offensive, so I'm sorry. But struggling with just time. Like, I think it's okay to struggle with time, of us wanting to have 26 hours to get things done and only having 24. I think that's okay. Like, that's something I struggle with, is figuring out what needs to be done when. And that's a fair struggle that I think is okay to have. There are constant reshuffling of priorities, and it's okay to struggle with that. It's not easy.
I feel like we are. First of all, team's great. We're having great bonding time, and we're getting a lot of stuff done, which is amazing. But
are you practicing your Spanish?
Why would I be practicing my Spanish?
I know that's from your old team. I don't know.
Yeah, it's my old team.
It carries over. All right.
Maybe.
No Spanish.
But to your point, it's so funny because, like, we always talk about this idea of wanting to do more and check off another box and do another thing and do another thing. It's so crazy that we like live in that world now where, as young people, I guess, are we young people anymore, turning 30 soon? I guess, kind of, relatively speaking. But we all want the fast hit. We all want the fast, thing on our phone, things to get done. And it definitely translates too into our expectations on like how we feel productive. Because in the old days, maybe even 20 years ago, 10 years ago, people thought they were productive if they maybe completed one big task over a multitude of days or weeks or months even.
Yeah.
Now we just want, okay, I got to get that thing done. Got to get that thing done. Got to get that thing done. And like if we don't get all those things done and there's still more on the table, although we were very productive, we feel still unfulfilled. Mindfulness is important, I think, in that case. That's where I go to.
Yeah, I love being productive.
Yeah, but you love being productive, but your productive brain.
Off the lists. It's like my favorite feeling. Cross it off the list. Clear the list. It's the best.
Yeah, to fill up another list?
No, to help my OCD. That's why. Clean list. Looks good. Feels good.
Are you grateful for that or not?
Yeah, I think I work way harder than most people because of that.
Because you feel like you have to check things off? Or do you think that it helps you work smarter, not harder?
No, I think that's a different skill of working smarter. I think me wanting to cross things off a list is because I am very type A.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, for sure. I agree. It's good to cross things off. But at the same time, it's like you got to get the things to cross off. And sometimes are we spending the right energy crossing things off? Like, yep, I did that. I did that.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
If only we knew where we were going and if we had a clear path forward, Parker, we would be able to be smarter about where we spent our time. But as you and I like to say, we just stack some things on top of each other and see where they take us. And that's what has worked for us in the past. And so that's what we're going to continue to do.
To my final point on this conversation, no one knows where they're really going because they can't predict the future, and the future is unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 seconds, minute, month, week, month, whatever. No one knows where they're going. So we can only just think, what can we do in this moment now, to your point, checking off a list, so that we can stay busy, not suffer, and just enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. Yeah. Listen.
And hopefully get out into a bigger box.
I just want a bigger box, man.
If that's what you want.
Some people want a surfboard. Some people want a bigger box. Who knows what I want? Right now, I want us to continue to push on this awesome adventure that we are on with Elevation Nation. We have some exciting momentum, some cool things coming. And, yeah, it's always fun when we get to work on it together. So I'm grateful for you, grateful for all the hard work. This week, past weeks, ebbs and flows. We pick each other up when the other one's busy, and that's called teamwork. That's how we do it. Elevator shout-outs. Parker, who you got?
My elevator thing is loading, but let's go with Elevator 184, Justin Lusner. I think he's down at the Super Bowl this week.
So cool.
Representing the boys down at the Super Bowl? Like, come on. That's pretty sweet. T-Day or Today Sports. That's what it is. Representing Today Sports down in New Orleans.
Parker will never get that right on the first try. I'm sorry, boys. Good correction.
But hope you're enjoying the Super Bowl. Justin, I love what you're doing, love what you're about, creating content, because you're giving us what we want today. Today Sports.
Attaboy. Good recovery. Elevator 160. Bridget Cisco had her baby. Mazel tov. And she's back at work. And we are so excited for you on this next chapter of your life. Elevation Nation, we don't just celebrate entrepreneurship and business. We celebrate life, even though today's conversation was on productivity and Parker and I chopping each other's heads off. But what else is new? We celebrate life. L'chaim. Until next week, Elevation Nation. Peace.